Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to demonstrate some of the key tools which is required to perform that automated security testing, and when it comes to securing the CI/CD pipelines and the application during that CI/CD pipeline. So that sometimes is called a DevSecOps, and securing the DevOps with the speed of the DevOps. So as you know that operation and security comes together, so they have to have some different kind of tools, because the tools which we are using on a security perspective, they are quite slow, and the DevOps builds and the release pipelines, and you can say the different pipelines has a different time, because it can be built into 2-3 minutes. How you will check the things those having. So here are some of the tools when it comes to that. For DevOps. So first tool is known as Gauntlet. Gauntlet is actually built up in the Ruby, and they are behind the scene using the Cucumber. And this is a great tool for DevOps. And this tool has using the Gherkin, and Gherkin where you specify in a plain simple language what is the preconditions, what is the condition need to be matched, and when it needs to be matched. So in order to demonstrate it, I am using the my container, which will be two container. I will be creating two containers in this scenario, and I'm using one host, which is my Ubuntu machine, and one tool called Gauntlet, which will be my arsenal for a security perspective in this container. And the second container which will running a Gruyere, which is a vulnerable application. So we will be trying to scan from this container to that container, and we'll demonstrate all these steps in action. All right, now I'm going to install Gauntlet. So how we can install? I have to show you this the GitHub clone directory. I'm going to clone this directory, and I will paste all of these links into the description. So I will be using git clone command to clone this directory, and let's see how it goes. Asking for password. Okay, now the git clone is successfully completed. You can see right now. So we should have this directory called gauntlet docker. So we will move to this directory. Okay, and now we will see how many files are there. We have the Docker file over here. If we open this Docker file, okay, then we can see there is a couple of things. They are installing a map, they are installing SQL map and SSL analyzer and some other tool. But I would like to modify this file because I want the Arachni scanner to be installed into it. So in order to do that, what I'll do, I'll go ahead and do sudo nano, and what's that file, docker, and I'll go ahead and copy this script which is used for Arachni. So I'll go ahead and install this script over here, or I'll say that I should paste this over here because I want this scanner to be installed in this container. Remember, this will be a container which will be running all of these tools. So you can add the tools based on your need. You can install the SQL map, you can install any other valid tool which you want to perform. But remember, the key is here. We have to keep pace with the DevOps team. So the tools which whatever you are using, make sure that will not take 2 hours, 3 hours long to run it. So I have already added this file, which is Dockerfile. So the next step, I'm going to build this Docker sudo docker, and I'm going to use this build command, build -t, and giving the name gauntlet and specifying the current directory. Let's see. So it is started performing these actions. So I'll pause this video. Once it's complete, we'll continue from there. So now we have successfully built the container. So as the next step, what we will do, we will go ahead and access this container. using the docker run -it and the name of the Docker, which is Gauntlet, and we will be using bin bash in this case. So we will be specifying bin bash. Let's access this. Asking for password, we will provide the password. So we are in the container now. Congratulations. So in the container, we will verify some of the key tools which we installed during this Dockerfile, which we build up. So first, I would like to check nmap is installed. So you can see, right, nmap is there. I would like to check SQL map. Yeah, SQL map is also there. And I also would like to check Arachni. This is another great tool when it comes to the DevOps. So Arachni is also installed. If you remember, I modified the file for this tool because I would like to have this tool in my Arsenal toolkit. So you can add other tools by modifying this file called our Dockerfile and added it into your arsenal. So just to moving further, I would like to check my IP address in this case for this Docker. So we have here 172.70.02. This is the IP address of this Docker. So now our Docker is ready to, in order to penetrate, or you can say like scanning the things from a different Docker. So I will be creating the new Docker, and that Docker contains, you can say, the malicious applications or vulnerable applications which has some vulnerabilities. So we will be using this Docker to scan those vulnerabilities. Since, as you know, in the DevOps, we have a build phase. In the build phase, you have Jenkins. You can integrate your these tools with Jenkins. When it comes to the deployment phase, we have SAF and other tools. But mostly the with build phase, we have couple of famous commercial tools. Circle C is there, Jarvis C is there, Bumbo is there, and from a tool perspective, we have Black Dax, a couple of others. But I'm showing you the one those are freely available and open source. So as the next step, we will be installing the vulnerable application called Gruyere. This is pretty famous when it comes to the DevOps. So let's go ahead and do that. So here is the Git repository for Gruyere. I will be using this Git repository. I will be sharing these links into the description. You can get it from there. Sudo and git clone and download this Git repository. Asking for the password. So it has been successfully downloaded. So let's move into the directory, that folder. We have makefile. So can we open that makefile? See that we have the get-gruyere command here. Get-gruyere-start is here. Get-gruyere and kill is here. Since we don't have the Mac helper is installed, so I will be installing this Mac helper using the apt get install make. Sorry, it's not Mac, it's make. Okay, once it will be installed, then we will be creating these and leveraging this make file, because if you see this this make is what is going to do, it is going to pull this container. Okay, and then we will be using this command, which is gruyere-start, which is again it is going to run this container over the port number 8008, and which will be available, and is also echoing the message that it is available on local port number 8008. So let's make sure the make is installed. So we will be using the command make get gruyere. So it need actually the permission, sudo permission in this my case. So I will be using sudo command to get this Docker container. Now the Gruyere image has been pulled, and as a next step, we will be using the make Gruyere and start. It will going to start this container, and which will be available on local port number 8000. So we will be copying this and try to check from the host itself. So we'll go directly here and check whether this is available. So in this case, we need HTTP. I think we have to, yeah, that should work. Restart. Let me restart it. Yes, now it's up and running. So you can see here, so we have career home page, we have sign up page. So there are a lot of vulnerabilities that will be there for the testing, and we would like to test all of these vulnerability one by one in order to demonstrate you the gauntlet. So let's go ahead and do one thing. We will be scanning first with Arachni, using the Arachni tools. So I will be using the Arachni and HTTP and giving the IP address, in my case 172.17.0.03, and the port number you have seen 8008. So it is going to scan this and will let us know that what are the vulnerabilities those are exist on this. So you see the scan has been started. So always remember, when it comes to the DevOps, you have to be the speed with the DevOps team. So the build takes around 5-6 minutes. So your scan should not take 1 hour or 2 hours. So remember that you have to identify the low hanging fruit on those areas rather than identifying everything, because low hanging fruit will give you the assurance that you have the easy wins on those areas. The problem with the butterfly models, it comes to the security when everything is finished and the security was seen as a showstopper. So that's why we have to integrate our security or embed our security in each phase. When it comes to the build phase, we have acceptance based testing, and these testing so we will be using in CI/CD tools. Most probably the free ones are Jenkins is there. So you can use these commands. I will be showing you in a couple of minutes. Okay, the scan is now finished. So it took around 10 minutes to perform all of these actions. So here is the finding. You can see the cross-site scripting related issues and these things they can describe here. They find the 2 issues, and you can proceed and analyze the things from a security point of view. But what I'm going to show you right now is how we can use this tool called Gauntlet. Gauntlet, how because Gauntlet is written in Ruby, and they are using the Cucumber to using in a plain language, which I'm going to show you right now. And how we can build this plain language, I'm going to use one example from Gauntlet here. So I will copy this raw. Okay, and all of these links will be available for you to in the description, so don't worry about it. So I will do one thing. I will go ahead and try to change the directory, or I'll create a new tab, and for you I just need to maximize the size so that you can see properly. Okay, I will change the directory from here, and I'll create a one file called nmap.attack, because that Gruyere actually used to look for .attack extension. I'll show you that how they can do it. So I'm going to call it attack, nmap.attack, and it's asking for password. So I press my passwords. I made this file. So we have to be we need to understand what is this, because this is the plain language which you are going to include in your CI/CD tools. So we are specifying it should run slow. Okay, there is a background conditions, and the 3 words you need to remember. One is given, another one is when, and next one is then. So what is the difference between these 3 words? So that is the key here. So all the preconditions, those will be there, which will be written in given. So given means nmap is installed. This is the precondition. So if this condition is not matched, they will give you the error. When is that what action we have to take in? When nmap is going to launch, then this action is going to be performed, that is going to test port number 80 and 443. And then is it, what will be the output in that case? So the result, parsing result, what you will see in the parsing result. So they want to check whether port number 80 is open, and also the output say that that doesn't match with 443. So it means the 443 port number is not open. So just need to just check these things with the gauntlet. I'm going to save it. Okay, and I will be starting the Python server to transfer this file to the Docker, and Python 3-m we have http.server 8000 port, so that the file name is nmap.attack. So here is our gauntlet container. So I will be using wget http 172.17.0.1. This is the gateway because my host machine is the gateway. I will be using the port number 8000 and the file name is nmap.attack. So we have successfully downloaded this file. You can see here nmap.attack. What we will do as a next step, gauntlet nmap.attack, we will launch this. See, now it's started and it says the scenario number 1 has passed and all the 5 steps has been performed. So all the 5 steps has been performed and all 5 passed it. So they check all of these things. So I'm going to customize this file for my scenario in order to test the application which we are running in our another container. So in order to customize it, first I have to remove this file from here because I don't want, sorry, it's rm, the same file to be there. I will be customizing this file so that we can test our container. So here the few things. So host name, we will be specifying the host name. In our case will be the IP address because I didn't give any host name and I don't want to use the host name which is given by the Docker. The second thing, because our application is running on port number not 80, we have 2 ports, which is one we will be testing 443 and another we will be testing 8008. Okay, so after the output it should say that the port number, what will be the port number is open. It should match the port number which will be in our case 808. Okay, we know that we don't have port number 443 is open, so that should not match. So this is the condition in a plain English that use the terminology which I could not remember, gherkin. They used the term called gherkin to convert into the plain English. Again, I am going to start the same server, and here I will be downloading this file from the host machine. So the file has been downloaded. We will be using gauntlet. See, the gauntlet says that now everything is passed. If you would like to see the errors in those areas, so let's see the error also, because we don't want everything to be passed. So we can have error finding in those areas. Again, I'll go here and say that port number, let's suppose I missed something. I said that the port output should say the port number 80 is open, and okay, and I'm going to save this file and I'll start my PHP server. I'm going to remove this file called nmap.attack and we'll download this file from the host machine, and now we will start the gauntlet. I'm sorry, and this is gauntlet and nmap.attack. Let's see, did we get any error? Yes, you can see right now we get the failure error. One scenario failed. At the 5 out of 5 steps we have 1 failed, 1 skipped, 3 passed. So such kind of things you need to tune it, because you have to tailor it and need to take the feedback, and feedback loop has to be there, because maybe the things which you are writing into this nmap.attack file, that is not meeting the requirement. So these things can be integrated. So the question is how I need to check for each build. Each build is in every 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes. So we have the solution. We can integrate with ChatOps servers, where the ChatOps servers, for example, Slack and any other platforms, where the developer as well as the security consultant, they can look and see whether this is a vulnerability or it's something is broken. So this is all about the tuning, but remember, our objective from a security point of view, we don't want to hinder the process of DevOps. We will be focusing on smooth processes, and we will be changing like shifting some of the key responsibilities to the developer by providing them appropriate inputs and telling them how they can fix at the first place. Remember, all of the low hanging fruits is expected to be removed from a easy wins. Not all the vulnerabilities you can remove from a build perspective. So that's why we have two types of tools, static and dynamic application security testing. So when it comes to the static, there are a couple of famous names are there, and for the dynamics we have burp and zap, or other as well. Those can help in this direction. Hope you find this video is helpful. If it is, then don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, take care.